I do. Hey y'all, it's Roslynn back at you one more. And I know I'm like 5 minutes late. I apologize. Should I be late for my own funeral if I keep playing? I'm sitting up here, trying to take care of other stuff and try to be on time for this. But I hope y'all are having a blessed weekend. I missed y'all so much. I know I've been gone for almost close to a week, and I just had to step back and, just focus on me for a minute and, just allow myself to, be guided towards the things that I need to stay focused on. But the topics of discussion is one is talked about guided towards self-care retreat. Much love. Hey T, what's Aya? Woman, let me see how I'm Aya. Did I pronounce it right? Hello. Thanks for stopping through. The topic of discussion is talked about guided towards self-care retreat, and everyone has a story. Don't judge the words that's displayed on the pages. Don't judge anyone by the chapter you stepped in on. Hey Miranda, much love to you, sister girl. And so love the sound of your feet walking away from things that's not meant for you. We're all going through those moments of change where things Edia. Did I pronounce it right this time? I'm sorry, sis. It's like I'm trying to make sure I don't want to offend nobody pronouncing their name wrong, because I've had that a lot with me. So, but yeah, a lot of us has been focused on that very intense Iya. Okay, Iya. Okay, I pronounced okay. That's different. I like that. We've all been focusing on or being guided towards that infinite change that's taking place. So you may have been dealing with a lot of heaviness, like coming, nonstop, nonstop. And it's like, yes, it miss, yes. Okay. Yeah, going through a lot of different things that's taking place in your life that's really placing very powerful growth of this taking place. You're having to be guided to see things from a broader perspective instead of just automatically reacting to it, but just being able to observe, but from a distance. You can't sit up here and react to everything that is taking place. And sometimes, if you've been dealing with certain circumstances for a long period of time, universe knows your nerves is going to be a little bit of edge. Like, if I got to repeat this one more time. And usually if you're going through a repeated cycle, it can be very overwhelming, but there may be certain things that you may have overlooked, the last few times that you went through it, that you really would be able to appreciate when you finally get over that hump. And these are going to be the things that universe really wants you to be able to see as a part in your life that's going to bring infinite growth to you. There's a lot of different things where you're disconnecting with people and situations that you never thought you could either overcome, or you're not allowing, you didn't want to even anticipate being out of a certain sequence or a vibration with certain people that you really hold dear to your heart. And they're always telling you, don't place hateful energy on certain people, especially if they, went all the way out to either misunderstand you, or they're protecting your yep, I've been feeling that need to move. Yeah. And these are the things that is getting you to really move forward, and these are the things they really want you to see everything from a higher vibration. These are the things that, even though it constantly feels like these things are happening to me, like, why do I have to go through this? But this is actually strengthening you in ways you never expected, and it's always telling you to appreciate that, because it's showing you a part of yourself that needed that light of what direction you need to go into. And it shows you, maybe the intent of something that's taking place that you may not have been aware of. I know a lot of times you hear, rejection is your own protection. There's a lot of times that, words has been exchanged that you may not have been aware about, but universe has. There may be certain things that went against your law of nature that you didn't you were unaware of, but universe has, and these are the things. It's like, okay, they experienced that experience for long enough. Now it's time to detach and move on towards better things that are really vibration, in that same powerful vibration you're going to, or it's taking you with that. So it's getting you around that like-minded. Hey, Angela, is that I've been losing my patience with certain situations lately. And I'm usually so calm. You know what? A lot of times it's like that, especially if it's like certain things. It could be very triggering to you, and these are those things that's allowing you to stop allowing these things to affect you. Trust me, I know. You have to be able to do that. But these are the things. It's when it's making you lose your patience. That's where universe is strongly telling us you have to have patience for this. This is going to work out for the better good for you. These are the things, like if you're facing a lot of stuff that is just like where you feel like you're not being heard, or there's certain things that many people are getting away with, that if you popped off like that, you gonna get it right then and right there. But if it's somebody else that's been repetitive on certain things, where you see like they've become very accustomed to those things, universe got their way of handling it. And don't think that they're not getting whatever they put out too. They're getting that, but a lot of times you don't see it. you know but these are the things that's giving you that strength, especially when it comes to certain situations, certain energies, vibrations. And when it starts getting uncomfortable, this is where it's like universe is moving you. Because if it stayed copacetic that whole time and peaceful, you got to understand, you have to, a lot of times I got to give myself those reminders. If these things did not come in an uproar, you would have still stayed in that same situation and still guessing, is this my destiny? These things are happening to where it becomes uneasy, because you're moving at a different vibration. So a lot of things that, if you're, like you say, Angela, you're usually calm, you're moving to a different level, and it's going to get uncomfortable like that. There's going to be moments where you just like, I'm tired. You're like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to speak it. I don't want to deal with this no more. I give up. And it's just like, you can't. They're not going to let you. Your soul's not going to let you do that, because you're going through all these things that, like I said on the first discussion, is called spiritual retreat. You're going through that me time where, you're going in solitude, like, even with people that you usually converse with or hang with or connect with, you're feeling that time where you want to be alone. And that's okay. Some people, if they're not going through that spiritual change like you, and they're not an empath like us, they're really not going to understand it, because basically, like, they're going to be taking it personal. But this is for you to stay focused on you. Because there'll be times you probably look at your phone, it's like, I don't feel like talking to nobody right now. You're ignoring phone calls, text messages, emails. And, and it's like, normally you're not doing that, but something's telling you, hey, Miss Allison, that you needed for yourself. This is that time for you to stay focused on yourself a lot. Because sometimes, it's hard for you to say no. It's like it's just like, it's like Rich Risings. Yes, I like that. I like that. Where you have to stay focused on you, because that spotlight is on you. A lot of times with us being empaths, we are in everything. Especially when it comes to other people. And now is that time that all the energy you place on other people and their path, now it's time for you to put that extra on yours, because you're going through a lot of changes. Some stuff, it's like, yes, how it feels like it's needed to happen. Like, people make us feel crazy and not taking their crap. Yeah, I mean, it's just that fun time when you say no. No needs mean to no. And a lot of times when you place that solid boundary there, that healthy boundary, and some people get aggravated by that, and that's okay, because that's letting that's that main choice where you got to see any other person. Like, if I'm like, hey, you want to talk about something, or you want to hang today? Like, no, Roslynn, not today. Well, I got to do some. I'm gonna just respect that, because I want you to do the same with me. But people that keep on overstepping their boundaries, that'll let they get mad because they can no longer manipulate you the way they used to. And when you stand up for that, trust and believe. If they start getting mad, they let they were in the midst of manipulation. It'll be people I want to talk. They want to talk to me. It's like, I want to talk to you personal, especially if it's guys, and I tell people real quick, it's all about spiritual networking. I ain't trying to know you on that level, to try to get to know you on that way, and I tell people that I'm very selective about what I talk about. And if you come off saying, they already let me know you were trying to have a vibration of manipulation in there, and I caught that before you try to throw it at me. You have to stay true to yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, because a lot of times we place our health on the back burner for other people, our happiness, our time on the back burner to help other people. And a lot of times when you're doing that, that's letting them know, I'm always come first before you allow yourself to come first. And you gotta, no, You got to know, I'm going to always come first. If there's some issues with me, I'm going to have to take that me time. You're going on that me time retreat. You're going to see the things that you can no longer entertain. Things that when you say no, you feel bad when you say no, and you have to be solid with that. So that you're going on that retreat to where you seeing where certain problems has been created just by the way you decided to move or how you decided to speak, or brought certain things in prematurely to where you set yourself up for some kind of failure. But these are the things, don't ever feel like you winning or you failing on certain situations. Those things are just showing you where your highlight of your issues may stand. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that's going on into your life where you're going to have toxic people in your life that instead of them wanting to, if you say, hey, this is where you need to heal at, and all of a sudden they start coming off defensive, you can't force nobody to heal. You just need to give that seed off, and if they want to do that, you allow them to do that, but still can't stay, focused on you. All right, see, yeah, you already know, sis. You already know. I had to take a time for myself to go into that retreat. And it wasn't nothing bad or nothing good that was going on. It was just that time where I had to focus on me, and I had to be able to do that. And when I say, I felt weird because usually y'all, if y'all been with me for a while, I usually say, hey, I'm taking that time for self-care. Hey, I'm doing this. But that's that time where, not everybody need to know what you're doing, point A to point B, point C. Because there's a lot of people that really, truly care about me in all sense, like, Dad, Roslynn, you need to take a pause for that cause and do for you, because they always see, I'm putting out posts, or I'm putting out, videos, or I'm putting up, doing my chats, or, I'm putting out podcasts. I'm not taking that time for myself. And there's times I feel depleted, but then you have to understand there's enemies in your midst. So if anything that's going on in your life that, it can be open game for folks that just want the worst for you, sometimes you just gotta, what you're doing is what you're doing. You ain't gotta announce everything you're doing. And it's not saying that you up to something that is very, like, oh my God, I don't want them blocking my blessings. Just the fact is, everybody don't need to know everything that you're doing step by step by step. It's okay for them not to know. Everybody don't need to know your whole story, but these are the things that are letting you know that you're going on that self retreat that's taking place in your life, where you are staying focused on what is still a problem for you. Or you may be, because with all this, this purging that you're doing, the cleansing, the cutting cords, you're placing understandings on certain things that went just disturbed your peace in all shape, way, or form. You're placing that in rest. You're grateful for that because it allowed you to find a part of yourself that you may not have been aware of, what you need to come very much in tune with, And a lot of times, if there are certain things that still being that trigger, whether it was a family member or an ex baby daddy, ex boyfriend, whatever, you're still placing that power in there. Certain things are going to come up to the surface where it's showing you, hey, they're not telling you to repeat that whole cycle in by taking that emotion on it, what took place in that past experience, but they're wanting you to let you know, hey, you suppressed this for a long time. Take your power back from whatever that situation is, from that person, because you are controlled of your power and what you invested in. These are the things you need to take it back to, not holding hard grudges on certain people that is just very comfortable with placing toxicity in people's lives. They're only using what they're accustomed to. With us, we're accustomed to certain things, but then it came out that point with us, because we're supposed to make that major change, is that you had to stay focused on what can no longer continue to keep recycling within you. You are made for something different. It's okay for people that want to just stay in that vibration, because it takes a lot of strength to be able to face the things that you can hold your own self accountable for, being responsible for your part you played in your own suffering that other people in other situations brought to that, holding yourself accountable for the things you may have unleashed on other people that was very toxic or very narcissistic. And those are the things that really, say that shit. You already know, you going through that, and that's okay. Because that mess is not something easy we can move forward in. But when I tell you, when that strength gets so solid that somebody can pull the most gutter thing in your life, that usually be that thing that really gets you ticking and making you want to, just lash out. You're like, you really don't know my past, do you? Because you healing that enemy inside on every vibration. And you're going to start seeing even the most toxic situations that you have been placed in that really just broke your heart. You're going to see that as a blessing in disguise, because it really showed you what you can't keep investing in, what you need to not entertain, and anything. Don't settle for nothing. You go for more than what you know you deserve. Because a lot of times, like y'all have heard me say, I've been in relationships where I placed more love in a situation that was not reciprocated. I've been in a situation that brought too much drama in my life that I entertained, I allowed. I went through something for almost close to 21 years, and that's embarrassing. But then I have no problem with telling nobody that, because I say, you know what, that's situation, yeah, it drawed out long enough. But it was, the fact is, I see how much strength I got from it. I got so much deep insight to where it's not just helping me, but it helps with other people that can truly relate to those situations. There's a lot of times when we go through stuff and asking why we keep going through these things. And a lot of times you have to be able to separate yourself from those issues that's been passed on and saying, okay, this is happening to me, but this is happening for me. I'm overcoming a lot of daggone people would have took their whole life out for the things that I have overcome. There's people still lost in that transition of trying to see their way out of that rabbit hole that you done jumped over about 10 or 20 times. And you're wondering why my life is so damned, but yet there's stuff still going on. And, sometimes people question that life, like, you've gone through that pain and said you don't want to be here anymore. I've had those conversations with myself. I've had conversations like that with Spirit and God. But then I started seeing the people that are truly appreciating what I was bringing out, because there's so many people that can relate to those situations where you constantly struggling. You can give out the most positive vibrations to the world, and you come up with heat of ugliness from other people. There's people that you supported and you were there for, gave them the shirt off your back and just kept your undergarments. And then blink of an eye, when that shoe was on the other foot, they turned their back on you real quick. You seen the truth in people that you didn't even realize was always there. So these are those things that's showing you in that spiritual retreat. Have patience with yourself, even though it can be hard at times, because you're ready to disassociate yourself from certain things that just make you very uncomfortable. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable, because if it's making you uncomfortable and you get, I'm getting tired of that ish, okay, then you're going to go above and beyond to make sure you ain't repeating that cycle again. That's why they're telling you is trying your patience, because they want you to become patient. That's what you're doing. And certain things. So it's like they do try. It's like, yeah, it's like them snitches. And you know what them snitches get? Them 10 stitches. You're going through those different things to where you start and see things from a different angle. It's just like sometimes you can connect with somebody may have gone through the same situation as you. You're like, girl, I went through this, and this, and that. And it's just like you went step by step on every single thing that situation has took you through. And you don't realize when you were doing that, you embodying that same sequence that God has already went above and beyond to separate you from. There's a lot of y'all done been with me for a long time. You even see the way I just talk about things. I just curve certain situations that I usually, I choose to not even talk about. But just saying, everybody has had a traumatic situation. It don't woke you up to some realness about you, about other people, about your surroundings, and just life itself. And you're going through that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's just like on the second thing of discussion. You don't know word for word about what lies on other people's pages. They didn't allow you to come within. They always telling us don't place judgment on people. You just don't know what they went through before they met you. And a lot of times we have a bad habit of doing that. We really do have hey, Divine Storm, what's up? Say, hey fam, thanks for being here. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate y'all stepping in is appreciated. Yeah, just talking about, I want to stay on that, but I want to be able to get towards the next thing as well, unless y'all have some subjects y'all want to talk about. But just being able to not judge every book by its cover. You don't supposed to judge any book by its cover. Certain people, I know I used to work with people that they wear their heart on their sleeve. I said, you know what? I could, just by the way you hold your body, hold your face, I could tell you really been through some stuff. They say, how you say that? I said, you can be a really kind-hearted person, but the trials you have faced it made you wear that. You wearing your pain a little bit too well. and sometimes that makes people mess with you, especially if they are already projecting their insecurities on a person that is very strong. They probably just don't, give themselves credit for it. A lot of times they see that within your body language, on how you articulate, how you voice your situation with things, just how that energy you bring. A lot of people will mess with you, but it's like a situation in your life. People will treat you how they see you. I say that a lot. People will treat you how they see you, but it's not how they see you, but it's how they see themselves through you. We all, if you are a tribe, you carry that intimidation vibration strongly, which brings out a lot of hidden gems of enemies that you constantly like, God dog, I ain't did nothing. I used to see where I was always caught up in some kind of drama. And it was just me being there, and not knowing this is what I was going to be facing. It made a lot of sense because, my mom used to tell me I was very janky. I was like, every time I turn around, you fighting somebody or somebody in your face, or you cussing somebody out. And then it's just like, it showed me so much about my life. I appreciate you being here. Your grace is so beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. It got through life lessons. I promise you. Went through a lot of things. So it's just like, there are going to be people that comes in your life in the midst of a new chapter. You may be not so open to be open in life, and that's okay, because you have to get to know somebody for a minute, for you to be able to see, is this person in my life for a season or a reason? You have to be very, very, selective about that. You're not closing yourself off and not really having choice issues, because we've all gone through stuff. Maybe we unleashed some some real crudeness on somebody, or it was the other way around. Through what I do here on the platform, I've had negative experiences, very negative. So you on point. Thank you. But I've also had positive ones too. And it took me a minute for me not to hold anything against somebody because of what they lack to see within themselves. A lot of times when you move forward in a lot of different things, it intimidates people. And I'm not seeing it as being, conceited, arrogant, or looking down like I'm placing myself on a pedestal, because it took me a long time to come up with my strength on being able to vibe out, to do videos, or even, it was a scary thing for me to do chats. For a while, they were like, why don't you do chats? And it's very uncomfortable, because you are, there's so many people that applaud me, because the fact is, I allow my life to be televised on here, on this platform, and not care about judgment. It took me a long time not to worry about what people think of me, because I said, behind closed doors, you don't know the things I faced. You don't know the backlash I got from telling the truth, the hurtful things that came my way, because people didn't want to, see my situation is true. It's like, yeah, I used to be hella afraid to go on live Instagram. I have not been on Instagram live in so long. What's up, sis? What's up? And go through that, because it's like, when I was doing, see, now Marta, she been with me for a while. Toya, she been with me for a good minute too. And it's like, I used to do live chat for a minute, and then I started having racist comments coming to me, and that will be really bothersome, because it was just like, I was never racist towards anybody. I'm not like that. I see character before I see color or culture. It's just me, and it's just like, it's like they thought Marta loves you, I love you too. And those are the things that was very heavy towards me. So it was just like, somebody did it just to, play some energy on me, like, oh, why don't you go do it? Don't let racist comments stop you from doing you. And knowing they were doing that, because they don't have to deal with that. They weren't from my culture, so they weren't getting what I was what I was putting down. But then it had been beneficial for me. And then they got pissed off because the stuff didn't fall the way they thought it was. And so ever since then, I said, I'm gonna start doing more, because people love placing placing comments on my videos, but I wanted y'all to interact with me more, in that way. What does this say? It says that that's the only way for authentic grace. I'm having to literally walk out of the hell situation. And following purpose was a prisoner to a long time. Yeah, I can believe that. Can't even open my mouth here and say my words kill their spirit. Yeah, it is like that. It's like going through such a base. You have to keep it real with yourself, because a lot of people are scared to do that. That's why a lot of times it's just the more you are open towards your spiritual gift, your power of oneness, your higher self, it will start triggering a lot of people that are scared to do the same thing that you're doing, and they want to oppress you as much as they want to. Sleepers want to keep you asleep. So you have to be you have to be expecting the unexpected, because when you start moving within your strength, you'll be so many people to project certain things to you, make you doubt your own existence, make you feel like you can't do nothing except go be where you are. You can't, there's no way of you rising before anything, because they don't want that for you. And sometimes, quiet as it's kept, they don't want it for themselves because they're too busy. They place their energy on trying to dumb people down and keep people down instead of doing what we're doing. Because when we face our truth, that is the worst, hardest thing that we're doing, because we're taking accountability for certain things that we done that we always placed on other people. And some people be quick to, I want to be the victim. They did this and they did that. Because see, when I first started, that's what I was doing. I didn't realize I was projecting victim mentality. I didn't do that. I didn't know I was doing that. But it got to that point that I always attached my name towards the pain that I went through, instead of being that person, instead of seeing myself as a victor. I kept myself dumbed down to being a victim. And it's not saying anybody who plays that victim role is dumbed down. It's just the fact is you don't have that strength to move forward with so many different things that's urging you to do. Yeah, and it's just like that. And so I'll be right back. Okay, Miranda. But you're going through a lot of changes, and that mess is like all time uncomfortable. You're facing a lot of things that you got to say, yeah, true that. They want you to stop. You're entering into this new vibration. But when you have come accustomed to using the same frequency and the same vibe for so long, that switch, ooh, it'll do some things to you. So that's the reason why it can get very uncomfortable. You start being short with your own patience, knowing you could be that person who's like, hey, I'm up for change, but that becomes your major challenge because you're moving in a higher frequency now. So there are certain things that's just not going to be vibing with you like it has before. You can't be open to new energy and still move in your old ways. You can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta, new strategize. You got to be very selective about what direction you choose to go, because a lot of times you can keep going to universe and asking for guidance, and sometimes they can just quiet down, like, okay, this is that confidence you need to be strengthened within yourself, the stuff that we already know you have confidence in, but you just have to see it, because there's a lot of guidance there, but they want you to be able to trust your vibration, have that trust within yourself that you're going to do the right thing, because you can't go to them every second. They want you to be, they letting you know they're there, but they want you to be able to put that strength within your confidence to work. So yeah, you're going through this. It's like, yeah, the weeping spirit is tough. Yeah, it is. It says out here is an earth angel and walking in the land of the dead. Shut your mouth and keep talking. You were so right, because it is, because it's like you have to look at your surroundings, because a lot of times you're like, dad, am I doing enough? You know what you're doing. You can cut corners with any person that's next to you and convince them that you're going all the way in for them. But you already know you can't do that with the universe, because they're going to give you exactly what you do. If you want to do just enough, you'll get just enough blessings. If you want to go all in, they're going to give you blessings you didn't even see coming. If you don't sit up here and got knocked down, people don't push you down, and you still don't bounce back up, got that bounce back body, they're gonna make sure you got them hidden gems and stuff that kept you going, because they know what we're facing is not something easy. That change can challenge you in many ways, especially if you're a person that don't have any kind of patience like me. I want everything like 2 years back. Like, you need to give it to me in New York second. And then God's like, oh, I'm gonna put you in situations where you have no choice but to wait. I'm like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I'm very serious. Like, that is a heart attack serious. But yeah, they're placing you in different things. Whatever your weaknesses are, you being guided towards those situations to where your weaknesses are going to overtower the strength you already have. And that's going to make you a beast. because you'll no longer be oppressed, bothered by anybody, not even being moved, into a vibration of where it's making you come out your peace. Because there's a lot of different things, especially if you're dealing with toxic behaviors and toxic relationships. God will use those toxicities to really challenge you. Are you going to allow yourself to break out of the outdated beliefs? Are you going to allow yourself to heal what used to be constantly attacking you? Because these are the things I'm sending towards your way to strengthen you. These can't bother you without your permission. They can't come in here and hurt you without your permission. You got to be very selective about what you open your sacred space to. Even when you can't change what that other person is doing. There are people who work overtime when they're in that situation where they don't want to feel defeat. They don't want to see good for you. When they're miserable with themselves, people do things to get a rise out of you. People do things to keep you at that same vibration that they choose to be on. But then you can allow yourself to separate and say, you know what, I'm going to leave you in that circle of vibration by yourself. But I appreciate everything that you have shown me to make me a better person for me. Because a lot of times you go through a lot of things, and you have to be able to understand. I have to remind myself of that too. These situations is making you a better person. Just because that person's not showing you that love, you got to be able to place that extra love in yourself where it lacked that in that connection with that person. But allow yourself to branch off, and keep moving, and still place prayers and healing for that person. It's just like, it's sad that people choose to move in that direction, but you deal with a lot of them. Especially if you be in a tribe, you in the tribe we're in, you deal with it. You have your more than your fair share of the things that you have moved through. And it's like, you have to understand, new levels, different devils. So you're going to be able to go through a lot of different things that you didn't see before. And it's like that. And it's like you be clowning it on the sacred ways, though. It's true. It is very true. I've dealt with people to where, people like, do you see yourself as a leader? They're trying to put me on this, like they're opening me up to me, in a war. And I already seen it coming before you was coming. It's like, even if I didn't, my vibration felt that. And it's like, I never see myself. It's not like I'm dumbing myself down, or I'm not trying to be a trigger towards somebody that sees me as different. It's how I see myself. Because I feel like when you see yourself as a leader, that word, it depending on how you choose to see it, is like you're up here and other people are down here. And I'm the type of person, I feel like I'm a student and a teacher. There's some things that I can experience that you may not have yet experienced, or you have experienced it and not sure what that was. And then if I tell you, like, oh shoot, there's a lot of y'all that come up, tell me, Roslynn, you on point. This is what I was going through. I didn't know what the heck was going on. And you done dropped that, that's something that I needed to feel at that time. And I felt that. Or there's different things where people, they got my email or give me a text message like, hey, Roslynn, I don't view this, or this, this really impacted me in a positive way. I want to share that with you. And that's good, because we're all learning off of each other. And that's how I feel. Like, people like, are you a student or a teacher? And I say, I'm both. Because there's certain things I'm open to enlightenment. That means you don't know everything. You're willing to learn something new every day. You're not too old to learn something new, And it's just like, you figure you know everything, and boom, here comes something else that you didn't know about. So it's not all about, that situation. But then there's people, when you speak on a vibration of strength, sometimes that triggers people when they feel like that ego is like, I know more than her. I've been on this journey longer than her. Why does she know the things you do? A lot of times we don't realize universe is showing us different views that other people aren't yet to see. They're not at that level to see, or they're on a higher vibration to where they're guided to see something else. You're just playing your part to where, okay, this person see this, the other person see that, and another person see that. And it's all going to combine together. And there ain't no more person, over another person. But automatically, to that vibration of comparison, you made yourself under that person. And there were people said, I said that, and they gave me a look. And I said, obviously, I hit dog will holler. And that's what it feels like. Because it's like, I didn't do that, you did. It's like, yeah, sis, embrace, we all of it. We are. It's like you tell, I like to tell myself, we're being sharpened like a knife and cut away the old ways. It is. You are breaking cords. It's like, how some folks say, it's that pop the titty out your mouth. It's like, this time you ain't got to be pacifying yourself. These are the things. This is how you're healing. And a lot of times God will place you in the most craziest situations. And then when you get to that point of where you're maturing, because you'll know different things, even though when you feel like your situation ain't changing and has not yet changed, because you may be tired of that vibration, tired of being that same frequency, and you ready to move on, because there's so many different situations and synchronicities letting you know the old is closing, the new is coming in. But then you'll notice that certain things will come to you, and it'll be your challenge just to see it from there. Hey, Mike, what's up? What's up, fam? That you'll see just how you respond to things, how you allow, if certain things will come up, just to see how you react to it. And he was like, you even see it yourself like self. He's like, yeah, you see how that person came to you all sideways and you didn't even entertain it? Like, damn. Okay, I guess I am changing. And you'll start seeing. Because there's sometimes people will come at me, I'm like, I'm not even in the mood for this. I will never be in the mood for this. We can discuss things all day, but when you come in at that energy where you trying to make me feel stupid, what you think you about to do, or you trying to say, put me on a vibration where you saying, oh, I know better than her. Sure, we can't all be in this together. That's what I said. I ain't trying to be on that vibration. I feel I'm open to know whatever is supposed to be meant for me anyway. And it's like, yeah, true master even watches his or her students, on a daily opportunity to expand, the ancient wisdom and gets knowledge. God's knowledge. But some people got that inferiority issue. I don't got time for all that. Ain't no. That takes away too much energy, and I ain't got time to invest in that. I'm that type of person, like, I want to see everybody win. But the moment instead of saying, you know what, you inspired me to be a better person, because I'll let somebody know if something that gave me some spiritual chills and I'm like, dang, I need to hear that today, I'm gonna sure enough give you your flowers for that. I ain't gonna first thing you don't. They think they know everything. You got to that point when you already started comparing that journey, their journey, to your journey. And that's not something you need to be doing. But there's people out there that does that. And it ain't got nothing to do with you, but it's all about what they choose to do. It's like, I hate to go. Hate to go. You amazing, blessings going on the tune, and to you more. Oh, okay. I appreciate it. I'm glad you were able to stay in here. Come in here when you did. It's like 5 strokes. Do you still kicking ass, Ross? Well, as usual, daggone, Mike, you always doing that. But thanks, Divine, for you coming in and gracing us with your energy and presence. It's truly appreciated. And I hope you have a great holiday if you do it, and you have a peaceful weekend. So I thank you for stopping through. But you're going through a lot of different things where people are watching you close. There's a lot of different people that's out here, and you have to be able to recognize everything that's coming in. Hey, Leah Bird, much love to you. Thanks for stopping through. Y'all, if there's 11 people in here and there's only 6 likes, please make sure you put the likes up. It'll definitely be appreciated. Hold on. I forgot to send somebody a chat. Going on, but you're going through a lot of different things where you're being constantly challenged, and this is where you're moving. It's like we all do this. do this win. All we do is win. Let me think about that song. I forgot who's singing, but I think it was like DJ Khaled. But you winning through every day. You even got to congratulate yourself on your tiny victories. You may not see it as a big thing for you. If you're that type of person, every time you move forward, Ash 7, what's up? Hey, beautiful sister. Thank you. Is that thanks for all your encouragement for all of us. I appreciate it. And thank y'all here for the support. I just liked it, hun. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're going through all these different situations into your life where you're really growing from it. Even the worst situations, you may be tired. You're going through those situations where you're going through a rapid change, where even when you see all the good things that's coming into your life, you're going to have that emotion, that heavy emotion where you may cry. You may cry and say, you're looking at the universe and say, thank you. even for the things you have taken out my life, or even when you redirected me towards something I thought I needed, and you redirected me, I wanted, and you redirected me towards something I desperately needed, or blocked me away from certain energies that was, waiting to, they were preparing my defeat. Those are the things you really starting to see things from so many different levels. You may not like the situation of change you being placed in, but when you get to that certain vibration, and when you start seeing everything was that learning experience to help you grow, when I tell you that vibration, it'll hit you different. And you're going to say, you know what? I needed that. You need those constant challenges from people that you may have supported, and they going overtime to make sure that you stay in that vibration of defeat. You're going to even appreciate what they're doing. Because a lot of times the devil will send somebody that stays in, and I'm not calling nobody weak-minded, but they want to stay in that destruction of weakness within themselves. They don't want to challenge themselves by looking at everything that needs to change. There's people that are stuck like that they're fearing, instead of using that, that vibration to fix them in every way that they're needing, like we're doing. They rather place that energy on blocking whatever what is you're trying to move towards, or what universe is trying to get you to. And it's like that at times, and you still got to pray for them as well, and those are the things, that's where you really are facing right now. Because when it comes from people that you never imagined it would do it, or certain things was showing you a different way that you never seen coming. These are those things they want you to experience something that's going to rock your socks off, because you are facing that enemy that you have came accustomed to within yourself, and when you're allowing yourself to take that on a daily, meditating, praying, journaling, seeing the situations that, you have to additionally, get to that point where I need to detach myself from this situation. I'm not even in that same vibration anymore. Even it's just like the people that you used to hang with, or certain interests you had, that situation will come back up again. It's like, I can't do that. It was like even certain things that I watch on YouTube, I can't even watch it no more, because it's like my vibration is not at that, at that frequency anymore. Then I noticed how much I've changed, even with people I used to talk to, or whatever, where I, when I was smoking the devil's lettuce and all that stuff I used to drink, and I don't do none of that. And as friends, I said, I don't judge you for that, because if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. It's just not for me anymore. And it's not, people like, oh, you think you too good. No, it's just my vibrations change. If it's meant for you, you're going to do the same thing too. But, you'll start seeing those major changes that are coming in. Especially when you're doing these intense clearing, you'll start seeing a lot of people come up from your path like, howdy, stranger. I'm like, oh, hell. Which one? It was like, oh, no, I remember that. Or sometimes I don't even remember, but I knew, I was like, you know what? Universe guided me to take that person out of my life for a reason, and that needs to stay that way. You can still wish well wishes from them, but you got to just keep a distance. You have to be able to do that. And they're always telling you, don't go back because you feel lonely. And I used to do stuff like that back in the day. And I'd be like, dag, I'm so tired of hanging with myself, and I don't like being alone with my thoughts. Let me bring people in my life to make me feel relevant. I can be relevant by my own daggone self. It's like so true. Angela, you already know. And it's just like, I've seen how I was when I felt like being in a relationship, or, seeing people that were married and stuff like that. I said, I want that kind of title. But a lot of times, you only going to see what they want you to see. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be a person like, dang, I want a marriage like that, and don't know what's going on behind closed doors. It's a whole hot mess. It's worse than the situation you're in. And you trying to claim something like that. No. Like, no, don't do it. You got something that God's working on behind the scenes for so much different. So these are the things where, they're telling you, don't judge people by their chapters of their life. You don't know what people's background is. You don't know what those people been to. Because I tell people real quick, I'm very selective on what I share. I'm very selective about what I talk about. Because I said, if family is able to do the worst of the worst they did to me, and that was hard for me, I almost choked on that mess a few times. Oh, a total stranger. Oh, hell no. He's like, oh, you can trust me. Mm-hmm. That's why I was, handshaking with the grimace. I ain't got time, and those are the things. But now it's just like, if it's meant for me to experience, it has to be worth that risk, and it's not saying that every person that comes in your life has bad intentions or hidden agendas. but it's up to you to be able to want to be, let me see what this situation is going to take me to, but don't forget the situations that taught me a lot, and be open to seeing what's going on. Because a lot of times when you just first meet somebody, you pay attention to that 1 hour, and it will tell you pretty much how that person is, if you're going to be that open on, just seeing what's coming to the table at you, and those things that, is helping you in so many different ways, like things smarter. It's like, but you're going through all these different things into your life. We go through the harshness. It could be family that you're missing. I mean, I was going through that as well, especially if you have people that recently transitioned, or it's just been hard for you to be able to go through that. I always tell people, grief don't have an expiration date. A heartbreak of losing somebody in that, in the physical, it takes a minute. It just gets to that point where you have to become accepted, but know that they're still in your life. Or you're dealing with a breakup, you never seen coming, and it's hard for you to be able to adapt without that person in your life anymore. So you're going through a very drastic change in your life that's preparing you for things that you didn't even see coming. And that's okay. And it's just like you'll start seeing things different. You'll start moving different. You'll start, even speaking, it'll be coming in a drastic change that you weren't, expecting in your life. And these are things they say, expect more, that's coming into your life, because a lot of things is really trying your patience, is trying to see how you're going to respond to those situations. And being able to see how this chapter is going for you. And those are the things they want you to be able to know. Everything is not what it seems. Don't ever feel like, things are going in your way, especially if it's going against your vibrations, it's going through your person, it's going against you. Don't ever feel like it's got the upper hand. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Everything is not what it seems to you. Because a lot of times, I've been in that type of situation where if I stand up for myself and I check somebody, all of a sudden karma come hitting me. But this person been like that a lot. And I felt like that person is not catching that. It's like, yeah, it is. They just deal with it in a different way you do. They used to it. you get to that point, because usually when karma hits us just as quick as we lash out is because the fact is you knew better. And they be telling you knew better. It's like I feel great. Mine is like having a mud flap in my heart. Oh my God. I swear you show the greatest tragedy as a joke. You're like, yeah, but I got this going on. I'm like, that's not funny. Oh yeah, it is to me. But I forgot he's a Heyokas to the highest. Everything is comical to him. You gotta laugh to keep from crying. But all those different things, you're going through major arcana. You're going through a lot of changes right now where it's strengthening you in ways that you never seen. And these are the things that is enhancing so much into you. You're becoming that person that's not going to be stoppable. You're not going to be moved by other people's opinions, vibrations, or what they try to place on your life. Whatever's going to lead you open to openness is going to take you in an accelerated level. Just by, you're allowing yourself to say, what, I'm going to be that own challenge of my own change. It may not be easy, but I'm open to it. It's leading me towards better. And a lot of people, I give so much props up to people that really like my challenge. I'm like, I want to be that way. I want to be you when I grow up, because I don't like change like that. I love change, but them challenges that add an extra to the extra, you can keep all that, but then it's just like, what? I needed that in my life. It's okay. Get uncomfortable by being, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's what I meant to say. But you're going through these things that's giving you that powerful growth in everything that you're moving forward in. And those are the things they really want you to know. It is taking you in vibrations you never expected. It's enhancing you in ways that you never seen coming, And now I'm going to talk about the one, my last discussion, but we're going to add on more to that. It's like, yeah, man. It's like, if they can't take a joke, you got to laugh at everything. You have to be able to laugh to keep from crying on a lot of different things. And it's like the discussion I'm talking about, it's like love the sound of your feet is walking away from anything that's not meant for you. I mean, when that vibration hit heavy, when you walk away from things that challenges your acceptance of yourself, the truth of yourself, that makes you question, the good that's coming your way, you need to walk away from it. Like anything that challenges your peace, you have to be able to walk away from it. And there'll be sometimes you want to walk away and disconnect, but certain I'm like, there'll be somebody putting that extra energy on making sure you don't go no daggone where. It's like anyone having and some. Or I've been having to take extra PM to go to sleep. Or I get mad when I wake up at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And so I think it's been 2 months for me considering medication because I can't take it. Ooh. It's like giggly as you should have went ill. I understand that because baby, I've been there. Like right now I'm tired, but it's just like it's a good tired because I'm allowing myself to be productive. A lot of times we're tired and drained because we stay focused on things that should be out of our mind, or we're worried about something that hasn't came yet. We're trying to see how certain things are going to change and how it's going to change and what it's going to do, and they want you to be able to allow yourself to be open. Don't focus on, don't just know what's going to happen. That's all you need to know. They say, just know what's going to happen. It's like, you better say it. You already know. So let me take another drink. And that could be our habit, because especially if you're going through situations that make you feel like you waking up in hell every day. It's like you living in a nightmare you can't wake up from. But you have to be able to see it not as a nightmare, but it's transforming yourself. Like, these are the situations you had to go through. Anybody, what was that Sound of Grace, whatever that Tyler Perry movie was, but boy, that was the Fall for Grace or something like that. I can sit up here and almost say that I done went through almost the same thing she was going through, and that was a trigger. But it was just like a lot of times you don't know those things that broke you down in so many kind of ways will be that same thing that's going to build you up. Because a lot of these times, I even tell my ex, and I say it a lot here, I look at my relationship that was considered toxic from both sides. I ain't going to put everything on him, but I entertain that. It became the biggest blessing for me, because this has allowed me to put love in myself, not just settling for anything or feel like, I can't get anything better than this, so this is what I deserve. No. No, when you work on loving yourself, when you placing that love in yourself where it's not being reciprocated, you just got to keep it moving. It's like, shit, God told me to clean my damn apartment today and reflect on it tomorrow. Lord Jesus, what was it? I was watching one of those Riddick stories. If anybody ever watched Riddick, and it was one about these landlords. When you talking about, I went through everything. Like, I'm already a clean freak anyway. But I'm going through different fixtures in my house. So different things is moved into another room, which almost drove me crazy. But it's just like, hey, it's fixing up for better. So you're going to have some patience and stop looking at that stuff like you about to go crazy. And, you had to go there as I needed to declutter, and it was just like different things was coming out. I'm like, lose my damn mind. Because I'm like, my house will smell good. I feel so, I don't know about y'all, but when I have my house clean, I feel like I'm so next to God. With that, they say, it's like cleanliness is next to godliness. So you going through certain things that is really going to take you out your comfort zone. It's just like me. I love my house in order, like I try to have my life. And I'm just now getting that mess in order. So, you going through different things is going to really push you out your comfort zone. Like if you used to having your stuff where you used to having it in order and certain things just all over the place, you be like, Lord, look. And it's just like you have to be patient because stuff is going to be done in a few days, but it's not going to be done like yesterday, like you were hoping. And these are those ones that's telling us working. I was wondering because I sure enough didn't get no text message from you. Well, you probably did, but I didn't get a chance to read it because I'm too busy working here. But I wanted to let you know I was here, Joe. But yeah, and it's like, thanks for being real. Well, T, you already know me. You know me for a while. And this is all I know how to do. I keep it very transparent and I keep it real. It's more relatable to me, when I see different Other people use their platforms wherever. There are certain people I'm like, damn, do they even have a bad day? That made me feel kind of questionable about my life. But then it's just like some people only want to show you one side of them. And that's cool. Whatever you want to move forward, I got to be able to respect that, or I disconnect from that, whatever. But it's like with my situation and theirs, universe has guided me to be vulnerable. And certain time I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Wait a minute, and it's like phone's been acting up. It's all right. Yeah, your energy changing, and that's why it's happening. Thank you for giving me my flowers, boo-boo. I appreciate that. I'm actually allergic to dust, so I'm constantly clean. Okay, and it's just like so many different things you are really being challenged with right now, and you're going through times to where you may feel triggered, or there are certain things you feel like you need to express within the universe are telling you to journal, wherever you feel like, because it's like you're doing that clearing right now, and it's just like the enemy is trying to keep you at one vibration where you're entitled to be at another one. So excuse me, you're going in a back, it feels like a push and pull sequence with you. You're welcoming in the new, that old's trying to hold you back. Like you can be positive thinking like, girl, this is moving me in ways that is tingling my soul in a good way. And then take that one little moment of a chapter that comes in and want to take you back to your old self so quick. Like, hey, I'm not no daggone clock. I'll move forward, spring forward. I ain't falling back for nothing. And those are the things you have to be able to do. It blows. Yeah, it do. And those are the things that's really testing you right now, because it's like, why are you placing power on something that you can't change or control? The only thing you can do on those two choices is how you look at it, how you move forward in it, and are you invested? Are you embodying that situation again? Okay, I'll wait. And it's going to be asking you those things. And it's like your higher self is like, hey, it's us. Don't stop going back there. I need you up here, and it's trying to do that. So you may have that fight or flight mode, or you may have that, that frequency that, you still got old vibration residue. It's like you don't worked hard on cleaning your dishes and you still find that food crust in the cracking crevices. And that's what our lives are doing. And it can be very irritating to you, and these are the things you have to be able to go with the flow with it. These are those changes. Like they never told us this road gonna be easy. They didn't tell you it was gonna be, it's like tiptoeing through the tulips. Not even about that creepy song. And that's how life can feel like, that creepy ass song. But you're going through these changes, and these are things that we really need. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it'll be moments to where you can be very happy. There'll be something that want to take you back or make you want to just like, look, you about to make me catch a charge with you if you keep. And it's like, no, don't let them bring you out of your peace. Allow them to come towards your peace. If they can't meet that elevation, get them in ultimate separation. That's what you need to do. Don't go to nobody, fall over in somebody else's chaos. You bring them to your peace. If they can't come to it, they are snip, snip. Cut off that umbilical cord, as my girl saying, Christina Randall, umbilical cord, and let that go. Let that go. And you had, Tiny Tim, and he used to creep the hell out of me back in the day. And then when, what was it, Insidious brought that daggone song out, and Daisy, those are just some songs that really give me the chills. I can't deal with it. But yeah, you're going through these intense changes. And these are those things that you have to face, and it gets very uneasy, very, very uneasy. You're going through these things, and it's just, the fact is, they keep saying, I don't know who's going through that, there's two differences between being alone and feeling lonely, and you need to be able to separate the two. Just because you may be dealing with a lot of things and you're being boxed in, saying you need your time. You're on that me time, me-cation, vacation, be you on your own vacation with you, and these things, it may make you feel lonely, but you're not. You're not in that alone vibration. So don't keep saying, I'm lonely, because it's a different situation. You're being alone for you to give yourself that attention. Because a lot of times, instead of us focusing on what needs to change, what needs to heal, what needs to cut off, we'll place something in front of that. Just like when the quarantine and stuff happened, This came to that point where, oh yeah, you're gonna have to deal with your family. And this is like, if you in a new relationship where you don't moved in with this person, now it's giving you that power of choice on this. Is this the person you see your rest of their life with? Is like, is that your final answer? And all those different things. It's like tiptoe through. What? I'm not singing that damn song, but you might shut the hell up. I'm like, I don't like that song. It's creepy to me with that little daggone guitar you got, ukulele, whatever that thing is. But you're going through those different things in your life to where they're telling you, look deeper than what you're facing. See the things, like a lot of times you got to face this for your highest good. And well, actually, this all it is for your highest good. And even, those changes that are taking place, especially if you're that person that, repetitive numbers is coming to you when you go look that mess up. Like, oh, damn, here you go, them changes, them constraints and restraints. Don't fear the unknown. Challenges are taking places for your highest. I'm like, if y'all say it one more time, okay, I'm not playing with you. But these are the things that's going to be for your benefit. I feel like my mom, when she say that, this is happening for your benefit. I'm already at where I need to be. I'm just trying to get you there. And that's what they're trying to do. Because, it's a lot of things that's feeling uncomfortable, but you have to understand you got that power source that is like, you may be mad that you have to face these things. You may be, upset because these are the things you really have to look at from a different angle, from a different angle, flip the script on how you look at your challenges. This is allowing you to know when everybody has, left your side, people that you have went all the way out for. It's telling you you can succeed without them, because where you're going, they can't go. Yes, it's a very hurtful situation for people you don't went all out for and you stayed that way, and then it was just like when they didn't need, they benefit. That's for their benefit. I've been hearing that song, Pills and Potions. I've been hearing that a lot lately. People support you when it's beneficial. I won't forgive. I will forgive, but I won't forget. I'm a dead to issue. As soon as you out their lives, they'll start to miss you. See, they see you doing good. Now it's kind of hard to dish you. And you're seeing your purpose. And you're seeing your purpose. You had to go through that time in your life to where, and I had to be able to tell myself that don't wish those blessings you placed on people that weren't able to bless you back. You were what they needed at that time. A lot of people don't see your worth until it's too late. People don't appreciate certain things in your life until they, I knew that person. So why aren't you in their life anymore? A lot of times people say you changed. No, you changed. And it wasn't for, the good into your life. When I first started my spiritual awakening, and my truth was very brutal to even me. And I ain't talked to family. I ain't talked to biological or, adopted family, period. I was in this by myself. Nothing, and then hidden intentions start coming out all over the place. And this showed me I had to make it on my own. Either people going to be for you or they're going to be against you. A lot of times you're trying to figure out what side they're playing on. And they'll give you that moment. Just wait. You'll see it like that. Is this person in my life to be genuine? Or they're trying to see how they can benefit off of me because they see that kind heart. A lot of time people take your kind heart for weaknesses. And I'm at that point in my life where if I disconnect from you, it could be something so petty and so big, so mundane, whatever, and if you leave my life, I'm not bringing you back in. And I tell people real quick, just so you lost a friend don't mean you gained an enemy, but you don't show me. I don't listen to, what's her name? Oh God, dog. That woman, it was like Maya Angelou. Yeah. When they show you who they truly are, the first time, you better believe them, because you can't bring anybody back into your life who was going all the way out to destroy your character. You can't bring nobody back on for that. You can forgive them all day, but don't you bring that mess back in there. Is that, it's like, yes. And it's like that make them come to your peace. You do. You have to come, if they can't come to your peace, and it is into that point where you have gotten so accustomed to people stabbing you in your back, you just gonna know that energy before somebody, and it could be some new people, and you already gonna feel that energy before they even come up and introduce themselves. Oh, it's like, how are you? I'm fine, and I'm staying over here, and you're staying over there. You know, like, dad, I didn't even say nothing to you. You ain't had to. Your energy did. You know, and you're going to feel that. And that's my mom's. It's like lately over here. You already know, girl, you already know your mom over here. She done told you. You know, she over here doing these, you know, the little baseball things, you know, them folks, them end pitchers, whatever they call them, empires, and be making all them signals. She over here doing that. You like, you better recognize. He's like, you better recognize, stop playing with you. And he's like, you already know your mom said stop claiming, bringing something to your life that don't attach to it because you're a hypochondriac situation. She said, stop that. She said it with a high accent. Stop that. You know, so these are the things that you're facing, you know, that is really is strengthening you in ways, you know, especially it's just like, I know people that are in that situation where their family, their parent is not here. I totally understand that, because it comes to a time where I be just in tears, heart feeling broke, like I wish I had my mom here, or I wish I had my dad here. Those times come really hard, especially when you're going through a lot of heavy stuff and they're there. They're really there for you. And those are the things where you'll feel a chill, or you'll hear something that will catch your attention, or even see stuff pass by you. And what's that? You know, you'll see that because they're there for you. They're there with you. You know, you're not dealing with this stuff on alone. And they keep saying, whoever that is, there's a big difference between you being alone and feeling lonely. Because you know, you can feel lonely all you want, but you're not alone. You have those people that are watching over your life spiritually and physically. You know, some of them you already know, and some of them that hasn't actually came into that experience yet. You're flowing through that, where you're opening like-mindedness, you know, because a lot of times you've been woke where people, you know, they felt weird around your wokeness and they didn't like that. And, you know, you felt misunderstood. Or they looked at you like you were crazy. But now you prepared to where you gonna have people on the same vibe and like, where you been, man? I'm like, I needed you in my life a long time about where you been, you know. And those are the things you're gonna love about yourself, because you're gonna have somebody in common with you to say, you know what, I know what that struggle feels like. I know where, you know, I done gave out all the other people and they just trying to place all their bad luck and, you know, that hatefulness, that madness on my life, and I just can't breathe under that no more. You know, I just keep trying to press love and positivity out to the world, where negative wants to come and boomerang right to me. You know, you're going to go through those. You know, you have to understand, devil don't want us having nothing. Okay, he wants us to be right along with the other folks that's good about being oppressed. I ain't oppressed in nothing unless it's like pressing wrinkles out my clothes. And half of the time I don't even do that. I push that mess in the dryer real quick. I ain't got time. You know, and those are the things that you're learning through those power of change. And a lot of times that it can be very, very, very bad, you know, at those times, especially when you used to certain spirits being there. And I mean, spirits is when they're there in that shell, but they're still with you. There are so many people that is losing somebody and still, you know, you have them right there with you. They're on lock, you know, guiding you through things. You don't even know half of the ones you have. Even when you go to sleep at night, you have to be able to tell the universe, tell whoever it is that your family that you miss over there, thank you for protecting me today. Because even when through your worst days, you don't know what you've been protected from, you know, because it could have been a lot worse if they would have let things intervene the way it is. You know, you are entering new blessings in your life, and devil trying to make sure that mess don't happen, you know. And it can be in the form of you know, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. There's so many different things that's coming your way, and the devil trying to keep you very discarded and, you know, and distracted, you know. And it is, well, you already know. Marta be like, girl, you know, I know. Yes, I know. You know, you already know. You know, if you ain't got to tell me, your mama gonna come back and tell me, like, girl, I'm like, okay. But, you know, it's like you're going through these different challenges. It's like the worst of the worst is taking place. You don't realize the most detrimental thing you're facing is going to be your biggest strength. Even when it hurts the hell out of you and it hurts deep and it goes deep, this is going to be that thing that's going to give you strength beyond all mist of understanding. And it is. You know, you're going through that we're changing into a new season, and so are we. And you're going through that midst of a season that's going to give you a powerful reason, you know. And these things is really, you know, really taking you to that point where they want you to be able, even your worst situations, they want you to see the positive lesson that's taking place within that situation. If something old comes back up that really just disturbs your peace, that you done lost sleep over, that's letting you know, take your power back from that. And so what did you learn from certain things that happened in that sequence? Take your power back. And remember that lesson. Forgive, but remember that lesson. And those are the things that is really, there to strengthen you in different ways. It was like, what? Oh, okay. I was wondering about that. I'm like, okay, that's a comment I left on a different video. But yeah, you're going through those things, and you're gonna appreciate those. You're gonna get to that point where you're gonna be in your life where you're gonna look back and you're gonna remember this moment. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, Dad, this was at my time where it just felt like, nothing was going in my way for me, that vibration was telling you ain't nothing going in your way, but knowing it was setting you up for some bad stuff that where you in now, you're going to understand why the devil and his enemies stayed on you like white on rice, like flies on you going to understand why things is coming at you, and it's not coming at you easy. And whatever they want, whatever is coming into your life, they want you to preserve that. They want you to be able to make the right choices that is taking place in your life, so you don't bring anybody in there, because anybody don't got nothing in their life that's worth living for, or making better. They're gonna do anything in their power to make sure they destroy everything that you're working hard for. So you got to make sure or the people you bringing into your life. I found a nano mosquito drone in the damn apartment yesterday and crushed and flushed it. I'm still here listening. I know you be just sitting up here listening. What is it? No. But, going through different things in your life is helping you grow in many ways, And a lot of times we may be going through hardships in our lives. They'd be like, man, if I have to go through this mess one more daggone day. Or you may even get upset because you putting all into it. You meditating, you're doing affirmations, you making sure you heavy with your mantras, you speaking things like you in it now, you keep on seeing them synchronicity numbers, and then all of a sudden, you start seeing everybody getting a blessing except your ass. And then that's gonna make you mad. It's gonna really make you mad. It's like, Dad, I've been putting all my everything in this. And why do I always gotta be that one that always congratulating other people on their blessings? Because they always tell you, never get mad when you see other people getting their blessings. You don't know what they had to sacrifice. You don't know how long they've been working on it. You don't know all they did to get into there. And you supposed to, congratulate somebody like those are your very own. And when you're doing that, you don't know how long they could be having theirs today and yours come in tomorrow. And then you be like, damn, I ain't know it was gonna come in that quick. And it's like I went through that today, missing my mom so much. I know. She been hugging you anyway. It's like when you go through those special moments, those special times, it's gonna be that way. But I ain't gonna go into that. When I'm talking to y'all 101, that's a whole different story. I say up here in the public, so I make sure I keep a certain length and just leave that alone. We'll talk about that later. But there's a lot of different things that may be heavy on your heart, heavy on your mind. That it's just whoever that is no longer here amongst the living. Oh, they hanging tight with you. They took that duty to take over. Like, assign me to them. You already know they're gonna need me. Like they always need me when I was here. I need to really be with them going through this. Protect them and guide them towards everything. It's like, hey, Jackson, it's like it's like, what is it? You all had issues sleeping today. Actually, no, I didn't. Well, actually no, let me stop lying, because I woke up dark 30 and I was mad. I'm looking like, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, hell, it's 5 o'clock in the I went right back to sleep. Going through different temperatures, how you can wake up and you didn't want to go to the bathroom, you got to, and you just roll over and just say, maybe if I don't think about it, I can just get up an hour or two. Yeah, it went in there. It's like it was a major spiritual shift that was going on. So it's like you're either your dreams is getting very intense, or you're going through hot and cold body flashes. Sometimes you go to sleep and you just start shaking. It's like cold. And then when you wake up, you're very hot. So it's just like, I think there was a big shift that took place in the last 24 to 48 hours. So yeah, it was like, I forgot, Marta, did you say something about, yeah, she said something about sleeping earlier. So you're not the only one going through it, Jackson. So yeah. So it's just like, should I had coffee going, all at the same time? Good gosh. Now, I was in a chat of yours a while ago and you picked up on me being high, and it has been weird lately. Well, with me, I'm just very in tune with my gifts. And I mean, I don't crack on anybody with high. Hey, thing between me and you, I used to smoke too. We all done had our attachment on how we had to deal with ourselves being who we are. So I'm like, damn, who high? It's send me that spiritual high. And sometimes I gotta, depends on what you're doing, and I had to block that because I'm like, hey, that's something I ain't never experienced and I don't want to, so I have to shield myself from certain things that people attach themselves to. But yeah, it's just like that. I'm just in tune with that. Had to grow with it, flow with it, you know. So I mean, it's just like I tell people, I don't judge anything by anybody's life. I'm not God. We all got a past. We all got things that we still dealing with in the present, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's like I know. It's like I already know. And I'm surprised Angel ain't up in here because she really be having it lit up in here. No pun intended. But it's fine. Whatever anybody do, and I tell anybody, you a good one if you an empath, if you ain't had no kind of attachments on how you had to deal with vibrations, even with your own and with people surrounding you. You a good one if you didn't have any. Because there are certain people that they have their addictions. And a lot of times people feel addictions are like, drugs or alcohol, but it's different things. A lot of people have their own defense mechanism on how they deal with it. Some people self-harm, some people pop pills, opiate addictions. I used to be that years and years ago, all those different things. But it just depends on you, because people ask me, Roslynn, when it's time to change, when things start falling through and they ain't coming out, when you find the plug, next they can't give you no more because they done probably got locked up for having that mess on them, or they give you something that ain't even good, or you just constantly smoking it ain't, you ain't feeling that impact and it's just gone as soon as you quit it. You go through those changes where they're showing you don't need that to be able to function, and it's just up to you to be able to cut yourself off. I had issues with that when I went back and forth with that, but and now I'm okay. The only thing that I have issues with is cigarettes. Every once in a while, I'm like, look, before I act on these impulses, let me just light up me a stick, and then, we'll side out. Now it's just like, go meditate, go write, go journal, anything but, smoking a cigarette, and this is what I have to do. It comes a time where you can't fall back on it. But, like I tell people, I'm not going to sit up here and judge anybody about the choices you make when it comes to your body. If you ask me, that's the same, that's a whole different story, but it's still not placing any judgment. You ask me my opinion, and I tell you no lies. I'll be honest, on those things. But, when I first started, I was heavy on that. I didn't know how to get to my higher self, so I got high to get with my higher self, and those times was very cringy, but now it's just like I will come accustomed on how I connect with my spirit realm. Am I open to creator and source? So things flow to me, differently. I was able to learn how to shift that vibration where I can stay open to the things they wanted me to talk about, or the spiritual connections on where I had to deliver a message to people, maybe from the spiritual realm, or certain things they may need to hear right now, and all those different things. You are moving forward in the way how. But when universe is giving you that indication, like, hey, it's time for a change, you've been doing it, you're gonna know. But everybody's going through that intense change where your appetite's changing. You may be feeling waterlogged one day, and then you may be feeling light as a feather the next. You're probably having issues with your solar plexus. You're being thirsty all the time. You can be high in energy and it only lasts for an hour or two, and it drops you down like you don't took an energy drink and just dropped and crashed. You're going through all those different things, and the change of your emotions be highly irritated, feeling triggered is all be damned. Or there'll be times where you into those crying spells that everything is just going wrong, or you're just tired of being tired, or, you're just grateful for everything that's taking place. You're going through a lot of intense changes. Even when things start feeling uncomfortable, you have to understand you're at a new vibration now. So things are not going to come to you like it was before. You're not going to be so welcoming to that because this is a frequency you're not accustomed to yet. And the way where a lot of people are going, your frequency is heightening every 5 minutes to the point you just don't know if you're coming or going. And then you're like, what's going on, girl? You don't jump like about two spaces up. You didn't even realize, like, what? Yeah, you did. So, you're going through intense change right now. And, you got to keep on expecting unexpected. Like they say, be comfortable on being uncomfortable, because you're going through many different things. Is where a lot of stuff you can clear and heal and detach from, like 2 or 3 different things, and 5 other ones take its place. Because God, universe is like, look, we don't want you attached to this anymore, because they see the things that we still suppressed and we have not forgiven or let go or part ways. It's like that spiritual highs. I mean, it is. Because I'll be sitting up here like, dang, this felt like it did when I smoke, and don't even realize that. And that feels good to me. It feels really good to me. Or there'll be sometimes I'm just so strongly attached to different people in spirit. I know when they smoking. I'm like, hey, what you doing? It's like, what are you doing? I can feel what you're doing. Even Jackson, i.e., you already know. And I'm just like, dang, but I mean, it's all good. It's all good. You're going through amazing change. It's going to take you to places, having you leaping bounds you never understood in your life. And these are the things that are going to be so much better for you. You're going to appreciate every time, that downtime, that time when things felt intense, the times that you felt like you weren't going to overcome these situations, you weren't going to heal or let go, being able to let go of different things. You're going to look back at that. Now it's like 11:11 on here. That's A1. It's like through the screen. It's like you feel that green filter. Look, I feel a lot of different things right now. That's why I'm shielding the hell out of myself right now. Sleeping lately been rough. It has. That's why it was just like I had to take that moment out for myself. It wasn't even like, oh, there's too much. It's intense. I just had to take time for me. It wasn't nothing bad. It wasn't nothing good going on. But it was just that time I had to stay focused on me, because I'm always doing something. If I'm not, working one-on-one with somebody, I'm doing something here. If I ain't doing something here, I'm on a different platform. And it was just like that time, okay, you've done a lot. Now it's that time for you to put that same energy towards oneself. And you have to be, for us, it's hard to do that. So, you're going through a lot. And it's like right now you have to understand, if you're feeling drained, depleted, and defeated, you have to understand you're purging a lot out your vibration. You're being guided to, like, okay, that person right over there has just been taking up wasted space for so long, and this is how you saw them. Okay, well, that experience is already past expired, so you have to get rid of that, or that vibration, you keep going back to that emotion, that can no longer happen. They're taking you on these where they got you going, you all over the place, and then you wonder why you tired. You're pushing a lot out of your life that you have. A lot of times it's like pain was my best friend. That was my ace boon coon for a good minute. I'm like, how are you going to be best friends with your pain? Well, that was all I knew. That was all I knew. Now it's just like, what did I say, Joe? It's like, other people, if they want to float up that creek, that lake. I'm like, what lake? Denial. If you want to go up that loud, you want to go up that lake, I'm going to let you do it. But I'm being my mind. My boat float of truth. I can't get on I can't get on the denial no more. I can't. It's like, yeah, I've been awake. And and that's around the times where you get your messages. And that's when I was getting, it's like, what is the universe trying to tell me? If they wake you up between midnight, because the witching hour is at 3. And a lot of times, they show you that creep factor is like, hey, if you can't go to sleep, that means you dreaming in somebody else's dream. You awake in somebody else's dream. I'm like, can I just, I want to be in my own cameo asleep. And it's like, yeah, you removing toxic, and spiritual. Yeah, it's been so tired. And when you come to a physical, it is, because it's like a lot of things that you're no longer allowing yourself to entertain or attach to. Because you see, certain situations we have held on to so long and not realizing those things. Oh, yes, extremely thirsty, And it's just like you don't have enough water in the day. It just feel like you just need to suck up a whole ocean, and you still be cottonmouth like crazy. And I'm not trying to be, their side character. Okay, you ain't trying to be no side chick, no side dude. I want to be the main. I want to be the main. And those are the things that's telling you, hey, you're choosing. You have to make better choices for yourself. And I ain't trying to be no side character. No, I want to play the lead. Best supporting actress, take one. It's like, good. You have to be able to do that. But you see what what you catered to, or you kept as your security blanket for so long. And it's telling you it's okay. Let that go. And sometimes it's like if you have held on to things for so long, and it's just like, even like if there's certain things that I see, play out on TV or these reality things, I'm like, you know what? I would have been straight A1 to day one with you. But that, no, I can't cater to that. No. It's like, oh, he cheated on her and had about 2 or 3 other babies, and she forgave him because they felt the love was strong. If that love was so damn strong, he would have made them 2, 3 other side kids right there. No, I'm going to let you go and be with that. I'm going to be good on my own. Because there's certain things that don't even go against my law of nature. Say, I will never cater to that ever again. And I'll be okay with it. And I mean, you'll just see so much how your views on life experiences, how you deal with yours, how you deal with other people, because even when they're, I always tell people, yeah, that's on period. You have to be like that, and it's just like you wake up in the morning, you're already going through that shift change. It's, you even if it's somebody name or that person, comes up and it's showing you like a snip. I used to be like, well, maybe you're wrong. I'm like, no, if the universe tells you to do it, they done know something that you didn't. Cut that person off. I mean, sometimes you have to say, hey, universe said, I got to go different ways. I'm going to part ways. Because I've had to do that with a lot of people, even when I didn't want to. But I can feel it was going to come to that time where it was time for, what, that time is expired. They learn from you. You learn from them. Now it's time for you to go. Or there'll be certain things that is just like really draining you. And you just can't continue that. I mean, I've had people, part ways with me because there was times I was being very draining, and I needed that in my life, because I had to see what I could not continue to deal with, what I had to, allow myself to break away from, and those things. So it's just like you're feeling that. I mean, yes, it's like that life change within transformation is very taxing and it's very tiring. And you have to be able to allow yourself to do it, because there's a lot of people right now that is being placed in solitude, and it can drive you mad, especially if you're that person that always used to having people around you, or you're interacting with a lot of people. Because it was like before I went through my spiritual awakening, I felt like I had to have everybody and their mom around me. Now I am loving the introvertedness. Like, when people like, man, I don't want to stay in the house and I don't want to be away from people. I'm like, man, that is the most peaceful situation. I'm telling you, I just try it one time, and now, I mean, since I woke, I'm very particular about what I want to be around. I'm like, look, you already working on my first, middle, last nerve, and a nerve I didn't even know existed. I got to let you go. I say I gotta let you go. And some folks out there, you wake up and you just blocked already. Like, man, let me go ahead. But damn, she don't block me. What? You already know. If you were empath like I'm an empath, you already know what you did that you didn't thought I seen. And a lot of times you gotta understand that. And it's that once they, oh yeah, let them go. And a lot of times, I mean, you can be willing to allow them to, to know that situation. Or if you already know when somebody trying to scheme just to try to low key, try to block you on certain things, it's going to come up sooner or later. If you want to know about certain things and you're like, Lord, can you put this, whatever is not seen, can you place it in the vibration of, it was unseen. I want to see this, or I want to hear what hasn't been yet spoken about, or what's being spoken in different ways. Because a lot of times they'll show you that. But then there's times where they'll tell you to detach real quick, or they'll take them out your life, and then it will take you back down memory lane. It's like, you remember that situation where you thought they were just aggravated that day. No, they were mad because of certain things they done placed on your person, and it didn't fall through, and they got more mad about that. Or they were trying to have an upper hand, and they friends with the enemy. So, They always tell you, even the closest friends you have, you can't be friends with somebody and they connected to an enemy, because 9 times out of 10, they an enemy too, trying to fake off like they being friends. Is that once they say, yes, girl, mountain of truth, you already know. It's like the boat of peace, and someone want to float in denial, I'll let them float in denial. You go ahead and float on my really real truth, and you can keep flowing down that downstream. You floating up shit creek without a paddle. I'm gonna let you do that. I'm gonna let you do that, and I'm gonna be okay with mine. But these are the things that you had to be able to experience. You had to be able to have that courage, because a lot of times, at that, I know with me back in the day, I would give Apple excuses on why people looked at me crazy when I said something, or they try to downplay something that actually good came into my life. Now it's like, you only got to show me that once. It's like, well, you had a bad day. Well, that'll be your last day with me. I'm like, good riddance. God bless you. And wherever you feel like you deserve, I'm going to let you go. Peace. And I'm going to do that. Because there's a lot of time people, I used to deal with certain people when they felt like, oh, if I communicate with her in a certain way other than the other way. Hey, Kelly, what's up? It's like, Priya, love to talk. Oh, okay. You been peeping? Okay, I appreciate y'all stepping through. Hey, everyone, I hope all is well, Miss Kelly. But yeah, you're going through different things where, you can be that person that's being very genuine. But it's just the fact if when people start on that comparison vibe, when they feel like, instead of you saying, you know what, the vibration you pushing out, you spitting out, that inspires me to be more of a better person. Instead of them saying that, they're already competing against you. It's like, you know what, they know too much. I need to dim that down a little bit. And they're like that, getting better and better. I'm glad. I know, because you've been facing a lot, and I'm glad everything is getting better for you. And it will continue to. I place that vibration on everything. Whatever you facing is going to lead you towards better. And I mean that. We're all doing that. And a lot of times it can get rough. It can. Especially when you're dealing with stuff and don't know it could go this way or that way, and you smack dead in the middle. And you just have to have faith that everything's going to, whether this is something you were expecting, or this mess that came up and hit you with a cross curve, you have to understand this is happening for a reason. A lot of times it's hard to do that, especially when so many different things is right against you, especially when you're trying to wish the best on certain situations. Because a lot of times, where you're on that path of growth, truth, detachment, and all those other things, God will purposely send you to the opposite situation just to see how much you're going to place into that situation. Because if you're saying, oh, I want to get towards my soulmate, my twin flame, whatever, and it's like, God's going to be like, how much you willing to do? I would do anything you ask me to. You're like, anything. Okay. And then you got to be careful when you say that, because God's gonna bless you, and He really is, but it's not gonna be in the ways you thought, because He'll send you to every door. It's like, what, you gonna get gonna get an ultimate blessing. Just go knock on that door, and He will show you different signs, like this is about to unfold for you. It's about to unfold for you, and then next thing you knocked, and they treat you like a bill collector. God forgive me, Daddy's Jehovah Witness. They treat you like that. And He'll keep telling you that about 5-6 doors down. They keep on doing that, and it's just like, when I'm tired of you sending me to these doors and then not open it. By the time, and you keep on saying, oh, I'm gonna get blessings. You keep telling me I'm gonna get blessings by knocking on this door, and nobody, they see me, they looking through that peephole and say, no, you about to open that. Oh no. There's people that seen that vibration you have had on every door. And you keep on asking God, where's that blessing you kept on saying? That blessing is the fact is I sent you towards every door, and you went with no hesitation. You went no matter what was happening. You kept going. Every time you got no. Now I gave you the motivation, the blessings, or all forms for all doors you done knocked on. They said no, you about to come back and buy the whole damn building. That's what's happening. That's the end of benediction. And that's what's going on in your life. It's like, yeah, wow, you wise. I just been through a lot. I've been through a lot. Could listen for weeks to you. Like laying it all out for us and not to. I mean, it's just keeping it real. And there's a lot of people out there that's really real. you're guided towards different, especially if you're on this platform, you're doing what I do. All you can do is be real, especially if you're an empath. You already know somebody trying to show you something fake. Sooner or later, you're going to know it's fake. It's authentic. It's not being authentic. It's not being real, or you stealing somebody else's vibration and projecting it as your own. I've dealt with a lot of people like that, but I just feel like if I got, lie, cover it up, spruce it up a little bit, why did I not just say that? Why am I not? I'm not just going to say that. I'm just like, I don't want to talk about that. So I'm just going to go to the next subject. It's like, thank you. I had a tower moment and everything fell into place and still coming together. It is. A lot of times it feels like our life is falling apart. And a lot of times it is. But then it's just like it's falling away from things that were holding us back. And it could have been our older selves, our old selves. A lot of the time our old vibration can hold us back from where we should be. And it's like, where you're at is where you're meant to be at this point in time. So a lot of times we can get mad like, I should have been further than that. You're right exactly where you need to be. And you just got to be, be open to that. When you allowing yourself not to force certain things or control certain things, everything will fall into place like it wants to or where it needs to. If you're moving forward in good intent, it is not about blocking people's blessings, doing ill will towards somebody to keep, negativity going. It's like the person that always is moving forward in the best intentions going to always come out on top anyway. But those are your lessons of learning. You're doing a lot of emotional clearing. You're clearing yourself from a lot of toxic vibrations that you held close. There's a lot of us has been in situations where that's what we catered to because that's what we were exposed to. And we got used to that. Now it's just like, you got to honor yourself. If anything is making you lose sleep at night, ain't worth it. It ain't, because it's like anything that's for you is not going to put you through any changes or any stress or headaches that's going to make you, cry, unless it's good cries, or appreciation. Like, what, you finally entering something where vibration, if you're a man, you're finally getting that taste of that infinite, that powerful, that vibration that showed you were really hungry, like you were starving because you ain't felt no vibration like that before, because it's treating you in that way that you're projecting out. Or maybe even better, they're showing you how to love yourself more, and making you become a better you. That's that vibration, when you feel so good and so at peace with that love. You're like, even my enemies, I want my enemies to have something good like this. Ain't nothing this good that I've had before. And that's what you're doing. You're going through so many different things. You see what parts of you lacked when good things is coming into your life. Like, man, look, I've been holding myself back and this is what I get. Oh, hell no. Let me go ahead and get all this out of the way. And you're going to start making them power moves. And that's what God wants you to do. Because there's a lot of time, like I said, he will tell you, go ahead, knock on that door. Go ahead. You got some blessings coming. It's like last 20 times you told me to knock on that door and you said blessings coming. But see, the blessing is you never gave up. Even when things looked as right as rain for you, it just wasn't right now. But it was preparing you for something because you never gave up. Even when you took that big L wasn't a loss. It was a lesson learned. And you learned how to leap. And those are the things that he's doing for you. You see how it was like you gave that heart that was very genuine, and people, took that for granted. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes you dealt with people, or you even dealt with certain people that you didn't see their worth, or they didn't see your worth. They took you for granted. You took them for granted. A lot of time people like, man, I'm looking for the greener on the other side and not. I'm like, hell, it would be greener on this side if you took care of it, and different things. And it's just going to be at that time where, if you don't love what you got now, you won't have to love what you lost, and it's just up to you when you're dealing with those things. And it's just like, even the worst of my work, I'm still grateful for, because it showed me, that where that power of change really can take place in your life. And it will be at that point. You may be suffering right now from a disconnection, a heartbreak, or, whatever. And that may be a very sensitive moment for you, to where it is making you very selective about what you let close to you. And, and it's just like, they're not telling you to branch yourself off, like block yourself off, because you're denying your own happiness because of that. So they want you to be able to be at risk to a little bit, to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? But watch out for the red flags. Don't overlook anything. You make sure you see everything. You better see it and hear it and feel it well, and you'll know. And these are the things because a lot of times we wish we didn't go through certain situations, or we wish like, man, if I would have just stayed home that day, I would have never had to run up to that situation. It was meant for you to go through that. You had to be able to understand what that situation felt like, what it looked like, what red flags that were, that was going. Hey, what's up, Farrah? You still alive? Yeah, girl. I was just closed down for a minute. I had to go, play with my, I had to go pay me time at that time. So, but yeah, you're going through so many different experiences right now, make your head spin and probably even make your head hurt. But it's going to get to that point in time where, you're peaceful in your own, on your own peace. Because I remember I was going through so much at one time. I used to sit here and think about how much love I invested in certain situations and certain people and certain relationships. But man, I'm sleeping good. Like, man, they took that out for my own protection. Let me go and take my ass sleep, and sleep very well. Every time I fall asleep on talking to you, like, oh, okay, I'm here. It would be that point, because I seen how it was, where I used to cry like, why I'm putting all this love out and it's not being returned. You can't ask somebody to love you when they don't place that within themselves. You can't ask that. There are certain miracles that won't work in your favor. It just won't. And those are the things you'll be grateful for. Those heartbreaks. You'll be grateful for the people that misused you and misguided you for that reason. Because a lot of times, I've been friends with people that were so used to people manipulating them and taking it for granted and being there for ill intent. When you came into their life being straightforward and positive and really wanted to see them grow, they'll feel that is like a setup. If you are so used to a toxic vibration for so long, you feel even the most genuine, peaceful person that's coming into your life to bless you, you will jinx that just because of the fact of what other people did to you. And by the time you realize, hey, that person really was very gentle with me, genuine with me, they want the best from me. And now my actions don't block me from a blessing they were sent to give me. And then by the time they feel about it, they're like, dang, that it won't be your loss, it'll be more of theirs, because there'll be people in your life that's like, what, that person really don't, because some people are like, oh, you got to, oh, go ahead, I'm congratulate, and be all like that, them dry congrats, and those. But then there'll be people that really want to see you do better. That is when they see you sleeping on yourself, they will call you out on your own. Like, you could have put more effort in that. That was a hiccup when you could have did a whole leap. What are you doing? And those are the ones you really want in your life. The ones that want to see you soar. That knows that they want to see everybody win. It is dull as hell to see one daggone star up in the sky, okay? And it's just like, I stayed in a place too long, but I never lost myself. So, yeah. Matter of fact, if you stayed too long, you didn't lose yourself, but you created a new character of yourself. A lot of times you had to stay there until you created something for you to be able to have that power to move, or at least, God will move you. And I mean, sometimes it can be very aggravating, because it's just like, oh my God, if I got to stay in this situation for, and it's like that for a reason. Whatever's going to be for you is going to be for you. Nobody can't take that away. And I say it a lot. Your blessings is not based on other people's emotions. It ain't going to stop. Whatever God got for you is going to continue to be for you. But these are the things we're placing the worst on you. All those different situations. You're growing through strength. You appreciate everything that's coming your way. And it's like, I grew a lot. Yeah, it's spiritual. It will, because it's like a lot of times, and I tell people, when you're open to receive those gifts, dang, I needed that, so it's just like all those different things you're going through. It's like you're going through a transformation that, you'll see times, it still brought some kind of positivity out. And, that'll be truly appreciated. But y'all, it's almost been close to 2 hours. It's coming activated. I mean, it's like, I remember it was like probably, it's it's going to be a constant rotation of those. It's going to be a constant rotation because there's a lot of people that, that are within the tribe that has been, there's people that are in the tribe that has been grown when they grew, ones that went to a certain situation and then they're waking up and they're just finding out about them. People that knew since they were younger what their purpose is. It just depends because there's a lot of, and then you're based on that spiritual level, so it just really depends on the person and the purpose. I want to put nothing else like, yeah, I'm gonna be wrong, it don't happen. So it just depends on what's all taking place. I hope y'all have a blessed evening or wherever you're at in the world. I hope it's blessed and I hope it's good and positive. Thank you for joining in on the chat. It was truly appreciated. I put out two podcasts and I put out 5 videos. 5 videos. I think it was like 4 or 5. I can't remember. I hope y'all have a blessed night and wherever you're at. And whatever you're manifesting, I'm sending out so much love to y'all and work, because y'all truly deserve everything that's coming into your life more than what you expected. So, I wish that into your life, and whatever you're facing right now, I hope it leads you towards so much bigger and better. So I will talk to y'all again. Thank you so much for stopping by. Much love to y'all and peace.